What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PSH Podcast, a podcast where casual gamers come and talk about not so casual topics. I'm your homer, Jolly Dangerous. You can call me Jolly D. I just plain old Jolly. We got Denonu, aka the man with black privilege.
Damn right.
And Ryzoe,
the reigning champion of the world. Ryzoe.
Up in this bitch. Anyway, this is like a special, little podcast that we got going on because E3 is like 2 days away, right around the corner, baby. And if you're viewing this, it's probably tomorrow. So check out our live streams of E3 content where we will be doing, a little group E3 streaming. That is Jolly Dangerous. You can check out my Twitch, and you can check out Ryzoe's Twitch. What is it? Just Ryzoe?
Just Ryzoe.
Just Ryzoe. Denonu's gonna be there too.
Yep.
So check it out. Now, this is just an E3 thing where we're gonna be talking about an E3, what we expect to see, things that may be, coming out. But first, Denonu saw this article that he just showed me, and I fucking laughed so hard. So we're showing Ryzoe right quick, and we're gonna do this one article before we get into the E3 thing.
Oh, I'm kind of nervous. I feel like, is this blue waffle-esque?
No.
On a scale of 0 to blue waffle, how bad is it?
It's a 0.
Okay.
Well, no, it's a 2. It's a 2.
Okay, so it's tame. It's tame.
Yeah, it's not a blue waffle thing.
Hit me.
Oh, I read about this.
You've read this.
I read about this. Yeah. No, when I saw this article, I didn't believe it.
So for all the listeners out there, a woman is suing eBay over the rights to sell the sun. I'm not talking about the Phoenix Suns. I'm talking about the actual thing that is in the sky, the center of our universe, the actual fucking sun.
Well, the whole fucking shebang with this dumbass motherfucking stupid story is so. A long time ago, there was pretty much a claim that, no human being can claim the sun because it's not livable. You can't inhabit the sun, so you can't claim the sun, right? And so she took it upon herself to be like, oh, I can totally claim the sun. So she actually made a document where she declared ownership of the sun. And then started selling pieces of the sun to people on eBay.
Ow.
Huh? I don't know. She started just selling. She was like, oh, hey, you can get this much land on the sun or this much land on the sun.
Wherever your house is, all the beams that hit your house,
Yeah.
I will sell those beams to you.
Yeah. She was like selling pieces of the sun by like the acre or some shit. I don't know. She was selling by something. So eBay got on there and was like, hey, no. No. So eBay shut that shit down with the quickness. By this time, believe it or not, by this time she had already had up to like 1,000 euros from people buying pieces of the sun. No bullshit.
Wow,
People were actually buying pieces of the sun. And so
I think they were just doing that just to say that they did it.
now I think some people were like the people who bought like an acre for like 59 cents were like, yeah, no, I'm just going to do it just for the shits and giggles. But motherfuckers who out there buying like thousands of acres, I don't think the motherfuckers.
No.
So eBay shut that shit down, and she started selling pieces of the sun on her own website, and declared this sue against eBay, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna go to court, and the judge is probably really going to throw the hammer at her ass. Like I could just see that happening, where it's like, I'm suing eBay because they declare they say me selling pieces of the sun ain't right. The judge is gonna just facepalm and just.
Why are you wasting my time with this bullshit?
Fuck out of my courtroom.
She also tried to copyright the 1932 book Call of Tarzan. Like she wrote the shit. Like she tried to claim the copyright on it, and she tried to start her own religion. And if it's probably about like sun worshipping, then she just stole that shit from the Mayans.
This bitch crazy.
I don't know. Maybe she played, Dark Souls one too many times.
That dumb shit, man.
Fuck it, bitch.
So anyway, let's move on. E3. Who's excited for E3, y'all?
I'm just pants.
Really? No excitement? No excitement. I'm kind of on like Denonu side. It's like I wait on the Ubisoft conference, but the entirety of E3.
Okay, well, the thing is, like, I'm genuinely happy about E3, and every time there's an E3, I'm happy particularly about this 3 because Bethesda's, trying to pull out the stops this year at E3. I don't want to go too far into what I've heard or what I'm expecting right now, but I think it's going to be a pretty, not like the best E3, but a pretty decent E3.
All right, so, excuse me, starting off, EA. What do you guys expect or want to see out of EA this year?
I expect to see tons of more bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not going to expect much out of EA at all. Like, they pretty much killed my happiness and joy of video gaming. I don't give EA any fucking thing. The only thing that EA might give you is Battlefront. No, are they even doing Battlefront? Yeah, they're doing Battlefront, right? Or no?
Star Wars? Yeah, that comes out this Christmas season.
Yeah, so Battlefront's probably the only thing I'm actually looking towards from them. But I don't know. Like, it's still made by, like, Battlefield people.
Yeah.
So, unless they decided to really whip out the Star Wars universe on this game,
from what they said, it's going to be, I think they said it was going to be third person with first person when you do some of the vehicles. And I don't know if they're going to have like Jedis and Sith in the game, but I would assume you would have to have them in some capacity because it's Star Wars. Yeah,
I mean, I heard there's going to be Jedis and there's going to be Sith, and there's going to be certain Jedis and Sith you can unlock, like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul, etc., etc.
So you're going to be playing, like, you're going to be using like the Force powers and lightsabers inside of like a Battlefield-esque game.
Yeah.
No, they might be. I think they said that they weren't playable. Like they're going to be NPCs. Like you're going to be the soldiers in the war.
Oh man,
but
fuck that.
Like maybe they're like map things. Like if you control a certain part of the map, Vader comes down and like wrecks shop on something on a building or something with force powers.
Can you imagine him changing the map? That's how you change the map. Like the Death Star crashes.
Yeah, something like they might do it like that because. You can't give one person, because you can only have like one person be Vader. You can't have everybody wanting to be Darth Vader. Well, so you can't give one person force powers and everybody else guns.
Well, no, see, I think it's because how Hardline does that hacker mode or how Battlefield, the Overseer mode or whatever. I think there's going to be at least one person that can play a boss as Jedi or Sith on each team, but I don't think it's going to give.
Like, you can't make him Vader, because you can't do a whole lot when you play like that. You would have to make him like R2...
R2-D2?
Yeah, I couldn't get the shit out. But, like, they would have to be like a droid or something that's on the map that you can control.
Yeah, I mean, if they did do that, it would be cool, just so, I mean, it's cool, like, and they're not OP in any way, shape, or form. Like, they're harder to take down. Like, kind of like how the Juggernauts were in Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? How one person could be a Juggernaut where it's hard to take them down, but they could still be brought down and it's not like OP. They could just take a lot more shots.
What if it was like if they blended like a Call of Duty type thing in where you get a kill streak, then you can call Vader down and like to wipe out people. You know what I mean? But like everybody would have to focus on him.
Ready for that.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you could.
That's like a tactical nuke in Modern Warfare 2. That just ends the match.
Exactly. Like, what if you got Yoda on the other side? Then that gives you more incentive to get your kill streak, so you can get your Jedi down there.
That would be a cool concept, but they ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, they're not gonna go that far. Like it's a dream, but they're probably not gonna go that far. I mean, at least the one thing I'm hoping to play is having that Jedi class or having that Sith class where you can at least go around with a lightsaber and they make you decently powerful enough where all you gotta do is use a lightsaber and you can reflect bullets and move through motherfuckers like a goddamn force of nature. But as long as it's not OP and everything's balanced and cool with it, I'm cool.
That's
with
the thing. How would you like? They have problems balancing guns. How do you think they're gonna balance force powers?
I mean, I think they'll figure out a way. Like, I know it's probably ain't gonna be like no day release balance. Of course, it's gonna be day release where like Sith or Jedi's are just like that's all they are.
Well, I mean, the Sith already got all the good shit. What do you like? Is like I don't know if any of you guys play KOTOR, but they like go down the list of like all the different Jedi powers that the Sith have and the Jedi's have, and the Sith got all the good shit. They got the Force Lightning, Force Choke, Telekinesis, all that shit. The Jedi's got like battle meditation. I can improve the morale of my army. And,
yo, man, that was so much ass when I played that. Like, I hated that. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why? Like, your man just sits there, right? Takes reduced damage while he's meditating during combat, mind you. Motherfucker sitting there whacking on your ass with a fucking lightsaber, and you just sitting there meditating it off like it ain't nothing. You get up and you do the exact same shit you was doing before you started meditating.
I was a Sith all day, every day. You had like Force Choke. You could just outright kill people with the Force. It was badass.
See, as long as they don't do some shit like that, as long as they give some Jedi some shit decent, like as long as Jedi's can go as far as like kind of having that Star Killer mentality where they are a good guy, but they still do have that Sith power. Would it be groovy? Because Jedi's like if you're really into the Jedi universe, Jedi's can use Sith powers. They just choose not to.
Yeah, they choose not to embrace the dark side.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So they wouldn't be Jedi, then they would be Sith.
Yeah,
I mean, this is still be Battlefront though. They don't know. They might fucking give a goddamn Jedi Force Thunder where shit just fucking rumbles.
Here's the
you
thing.
Don't fucking know.
We're talking about it like it's Battlefield. This is Star Wars, right? So that means there wasn't just people, fighting in those wars. There was like different races.
Yeah.
So I needs to play as a fucking 2-foot tall Ewok chucking spears at motherfuckers, right? I gotta do that. I gotta set up traps. I gotta have like fucking half-cut tree limbs coming down, smashing motherfuckers. Like I have to. If you don't put that in there, it's not a true Star Wars like war to me. It's just two rival human species going at each other, and that's the same shit that we've been seeing.
I mean, I think from what I've heard, I think they're gonna, like the different battles that they are gonna have, different races for each certain kind of battles. Like it might be the Ewoks versus the clones, or Ewoks versus the droids, or this and the rebels versus so and so, whatever. So I think they are going to create those kind of battles. It's just like I'm really unsure of how they're going to do everything and keep it all balanced and fun.
Well, see, that's the thing is like I just want to play as like my favorite race in Star Wars, the fucking Mandalorians. They were like
strippers.
No, the Mandalorians were like the warrior ones, the one that craved glory for battle from KOTOR. They were like the Saiyans of Star Wars, and they got wiped out when they tried to take on the galaxy. But I want to play as one of them. But I truly believe that this is going to be a soldier-based game. It's going to be infantry-based with vehicles. I don't even think they're going to even jump into being a Jedi because that's too hard to balance. And plus, everybody would rather be a Jedi rather than be a soldier. So that's why it's like I just don't think. I think it's going to be all soldier based with Jedis. You might see them while you playing, but I don't think you're going to be able to be one.
Everybody's going to have some kind of blaster.
Yeah, it's going to be dumb. I mean, we'll see. I'm curious about it. I want to know how it is because that means if you do have Jedis in that game, that means every infantry soldier is going to have like that Boba Fett or Jango Fett mentality where they're pretty badass and can fight a Jedi. But at the same time, the Jedi can't wipe that motherfucker out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta have, like, a nice equal ground of shit.
Alright, something else I'm waiting for from EA. I kind of forgot about it, but Mirror's Edge 2. They just announced they came out with the title and everything and saying that they was gonna make
it.
Yeah, Catalyst, yeah. I'm actually hoping for that. That one looks good to me.
I can't wait to not play that. It's gonna be awesome.
Because he gets motion sickness.
It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, punk biggity anyway, Denonu. This game.
Are you serious? Fuck you, dog. Like any game that makes me vomit my fucking eyeballs out can
just saying. You want to get views during a live stream? See how long you can go before you throw up.
Yeah, that'll be it right there.
Just giving you ideas. Gold.
Turn you into a viral sensation right there.
Oh.
See, now he's thinking about it.
Oh, and then somebody can fucking meme me, and it'll have that one little gif of me just oh nigga.
Just saying, if somebody donate like donate $20 or $50, then you got to do it. So.
Yeah. if anybody donates money to the stream, right, and they specifically say it's for a certain game that they want me to play, I have to do it. Yeah. I have to, no matter what. Even if it's like some kind of weird ass fetish game from like Japan or Europe or Germany or some shit, I gotta play it. I mean,
you can't say that. They're gonna have you on Second Life on those weird pornographic servers and shit.
That is true. That is true. Nothing that will be construed as like, you know, underage porn and shit. Like I can't do any of that stuff. Anyway, Microsoft. Okay, wait a minute. First off, do you guys think that there will be a what is it called? Star Wars Battlefront or something like that? Mm-hmm. What is it?
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Okay, yeah. Do you think that there will be a beta?
Yeah, it's
probably.
Yeah, they're gonna do a beta. They're gonna
maybe a month or two before it drops.
No, yeah. I'm talking about like a beta, like during the conference. Yeah.
Oh, during E3. I think they're gonna have gameplay, but I don't think they're gonna have.
Think about it. They did the. Look at how early they did the beta for Hardline. That was months before it came out.
I mean,
yeah, but even that was still after E3 though.
But, okay, here's what I think about it. I think at E3 they're gonna have.
Yeah, it was.
They're gonna have like a 5-10 minute single player campaign, and then they probably are going to have a open beta at E3 for people to come and, you know, test out the multiplayer and blah 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 blah. But other than that, I think the open beta is not going to happen for a long time. Like the actual open beta, the live open beta probably won't happen for a long time.
Yeah, they'll probably just come out with like like Ryzoe said, a few gameplay things, and then be like, oh, look at our badass, you know, CG trailer of our game that's coming out this fall. You know, they'll probably do something like that.
Mm-hmm. Remember, last year they had a lot of betas came out for certain games, and you was able to play them that day, like during their conference, and that was everybody. I think the crew did the exact same thing, but that was Ubisoft though.
Yeah.
So Microsoft, what do you guys expect to see?
They need to step their game up, man. I'm only looking forward to. I got a couple of their exclusives. Let's see.
Exclusive
me, I'm just Quantum Break and Halo. I'm sorry, they don't got nothing else that I'm pumped for.
Yeah. Man, I forgot all about Quantum Break.
That's the thing. That's the thing. That came out what two E3s ago already.
Yeah.
Like that when it first premiered. They taking too long with it. It's pretty much dying down. Like the hype around it is dying down. Like unless they bring back something sicker for this E3, the hype dead.
Quantum Break, they would literally have to announce that like the release date would either be at E3 or like 3 or 4 days after their conference. Cause that story, man, that story looks awesome. I really want to play that. I'm not really waiting on like Halo or anything else. Because I used to be a good Halo fan, but like since they've been kind of like dropping the ball like since 4. Or no, since what is that other one?
Reach.
Yeah, there we go. Since Reach, that bullshit.
That dumbass game.
Since that one, I kind of just dropped off there. Now I'm really waiting on Tomb Raider, and I hate that I have to say that because it's Microsoft that's getting the exclusive for Tomb Raider. I'm really waiting on that. I will finally dust off my fucking Xbox One and plug that shit in for the second time and play Tomb Raider. I will live stream that until I finish the game.
Yeah, I will check that out when it gets on PC, the superior platform.
When it comes to the Microsoft, the only games I was looking for is Quantum Break and Tomb Raider. That's it, and that's because the first Tomb Raider was such an amazing game, and they're kind of taking their time with this one, so you know it's going to be a boss. And I am still happy about, like, I'm still waiting on Quantum Break. They gotta still show me something this E3, but because the hype is dying. But they need to whip out something big. And I know one thing that Microsoft is doing for this E3 is they are releasing their 1 terabyte console
Is it cheaper?
Yeah, I think they said it's cheaper. And releasing some other shit for it, like
They got that new busted controller that they're gonna try to push too.
yeah.
Well, there's a new controller.
Yeah, they made a new controller with a regular headphone jack like a 360. So now you can plug in
shit
additional
they should have been doing, like
Shit
when
that they
it
should
first
have been
came
doing.
out.
Shit should
Yeah.
have been out on release, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Hopefully
a new controller, but that's the only change that they put on it.
hopefully this E3 they keep it about the games, and they don't talk about fucking cable for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Microsoft has to come. They got to come hard because right now Sony is still willing the console thing. I think. I mean, I haven't looked at numbers in a long time, but I think they're winning in popularity.
Microsoft actually outsold Sony for like the first time. I want to say 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything because you have developers who are giving all their shit to Sony.
Oh no, I didn't say it meant anything. All I'm saying is that that was just that first time outselling consoles.
Yeah.
Since it first came out. But to me, it's like that's really not a victory. That tells you that everybody didn't already bought a PS4, and they're like, well, shit. I mean, I guess the only other logical thing to buy is an Xbox One because other games are coming out on the Xbox One that's not going to be out on PS4, which should have been Tomb Raider. So they just get an Xbox One. To me, that's the only reason that they're outselling right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that they got to do something. I mean, like I'm sitting here looking at their exclusives. They got Halo 5, Tomb Raider. They're making a remastered version of Gears.
Yeah.
Something called Forza, Quantum Break. I guess a new Battletoads game. I see someone says Battletoads trailer with release.
Yeah, they have some new IP which is assumed to be Battletoads, but I don't think even if it is Battletoads,
it's not big enough. They don't have nothing groundbreaking no more.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Gears would be good, but that came and went. Like that damn near died after the last piece of shit that they tried to push. So
was it Judgment Day or some shit like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Now the only thing that I know that Microsoft has fucked up on is the fact that in order to get back into this race or the console war, they bought Tomb Raider, which first of all, I don't think it's going to be a good return on investment. Because they're losing the console war. A lot of people aren't going to buy Tomb Raider. Like, nobody's going to go out and buy an Xbox on Tomb Raider, for Tomb Raider because it's a timed exclusive. So,
well, not only that, but Tomb Raider isn't, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know the last game sold very well. It's not, ain't nobody like, oh man, I gotta get an Xbox to play fucking Tomb Raider. It's
not a console pusher.
No.
It's not a console pusher at all. And, I hope the rumors aren't true. I haven't dug into it. But apparently Xbox shut down, or not shut down, but they went into an agreement with Square Enix for Silent Hills. It's Square Enix that did Silent Hills, right? No.
Well, I think that was a rumor. I think what they were talking about, like they bought something where they were thinking about coming back for it.
Yeah, they were thinking about trying to buy out Silent Hills and make that an exclusive for Xbox, which would just make them more money or make them spend more money that they're not going to get back. So, I mean, if they've done that and they do some shit like that at E3, they have completely fucked themselves.
I actually saw something that I want to say that a lot of people missed because I haven't heard any news about it. I was on Twitch. This is the release date. I want to say that I think this is the release date for Tomb Raider. I think that Tomb Raider is coming out the day after Xbox's, Microsoft's conference. And that's on the 16th. I was on Twitch, right? And you know how those commercials play?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed a commercial for the Tomb Raider thing. Usually I skip those kind of commercials or whatever, but I was like, you know what? It's Tomb Raider. I want to see what it's about. Let me go ahead and keep watching. So I watched it all the way through. And at the end, there's a black screen with, Tomb Raider writing, whatever, and it says out. It says out June 16th, 2015. And I was like, oh shit. So, I close it, I go online and I look it up. There's no information about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mean this June? Like next week?
Yes.
No, that can't be
Wait,
right.
just wait. Because, Microsoft's thing is on the 15th. So I looked it up. I didn't see anything about it. So I go back to try to find this commercial. And after searching like multiple times, I find the commercial, right? I watch it all the way through. But this time, at the end of it, it's not a black screen with, the Tomb Raider title and the release date anymore. It's like, will be shown at E3, Microsoft's, whatchamacallit, June 15th, 2015. I'm like, it looks like they accidentally showed some shit that they wasn't supposed to show. And they went back and covered it up with the actual end card that was supposed to be on there.
Yeah, but they would have been announced that. I mean, if they would, they have no advantage if they just come out and be like, "Surprise! Here's Tomb Raider."
But look at
it's not meaning anything.
Look at
they're not promoting the game and nothing with no commercials, no kind of marketing. It's just here, the game's out. It's
if you looked at the way the last E3 conference was, every developer was doing that shit. Every developer was like, "Oh, and guess what? You can play it today." Every single developer had something that they showed off that they was like, surprise, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's out right now, not 2 months from now. You know what I mean? They do stuff like that. So I don't put it past them to be like, you know what? You can pick it up tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I doubt it. It's Microsoft. They don't think like that.
Yeah, I highly doubt it because they, like Denonu said, they have no real promotion behind the game. They're not doing anything for the game. So if they do release the game, it's not going to give them any sales. Second of all, if they did do that this year, this would show again just how far Microsoft is behind the curve, because now they're just trying to be desperate. Because if no other developer comes out and was like, "Oh, you can play this game today," and they're the only motherfuckers who are like, "Oh yeah, you can totally play this game today," then it's like, hey, everybody did that last year, bruh. Like everybody kind of went that way last year. Now, yes, it would be good news for them. It would be like, "Oh yeah, I can go play Tomb Raider right now. That's cool." But I'm still not going to
sell. They wanted to make money. They wanted to marketing. They pay
Again,
millions of dollars.
They want to get their return on investment on this game. If they want to get their return on investment on their game, they want to promote the fuck out of that game.
This is the commercial that I saw. I'm just reporting what I saw, and I know what I fucking saw. You know what I mean? The only reason that I'm not showing it right now is because I wasn't fucking recording it when I saw the commercial. Like, I saw this shit and desperately tried to go back and find this same commercial again, but every single commercial had a different end card on it. So that's all I'm saying. Maybe it was an honest mistake that somebody put the wrong date on there. Somebody caught it and was like, "Oh shit, wrong date. Let me change that."
Yeah. We'll find out.
But if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Eat my words and admit that I'm wrong.
Yeah, but it still ain't gonna do nothing for him.
That's true. It's still Tomb Raider and it's still Microsoft.
Boom. What's next?
All right, so Nintendo. What do you guys expect?
I expect them to flop and die like a dying fish at this E3. Unless they say we're coming out with a new console that makes your PS4 and your Xbox looks like shit.
That's not gonna happen.
They're flopping and dying. Yeah, they're flopping and dying.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I personally haven't bought a Nintendo console since the GameCube. So to me, I'm not I expect them to make a new Mario game. I expect them to make a new Zelda game. That's about it. I'm looking at their exclusive now. The only things I'm seeing is Xenoblade Chronicles X, Star Fox demo, and unannounced things. So I don't even know what they got on their plate. Maybe they got some new GBA games or something.
I actually think that they will launch a new console. Because they announced that last year. They announced they was going to have a new console, and it's not a Wii U, and it's not a 3DS. It's something completely different. Now, it may be a mobile thing, because they're trying to go into the whole mobile network crap, but hopefully it's going to be an actual console that is actually some good, decent graphics and processing and all that other good shit. But
in order for Nintendo,
probably it won't.
In order for Nintendo to win me this year at E3, they're gonna have to present their new console and then give me their most badass exclusive being played on this console immediately. and it has to be something good.
New Super Mario Galaxy 8.
Not happening. Like you,
New Bayonetta.
If they make a new Nintendo console and give me a Super Mario or a Zelda or basic Nintendo characters, it's gonna be okay. Nintendo's coming out with a new console. Nobody's gonna invest in it. But if you give me Nintendo new console with like that boss badass motherfucking like God of War kind of game,
It's Nintendo. You know they're not going to do that. Man.
I know they're not
just
gonna do
came
that,
out with
but
Splatoon.
but yeah, they just.
Nintendo, you know that ain't happening.
I know it ain't gonna happen, but that's the only way they go with me. I know they're not gonna do it, but that's the only way they can win me back right now. Because we got our Halos and our fucking Uncharted's and all this shit. We don't got no kitty shit these days. Ain't no kitty shit making money these days. Not even kids are buying kitty shit these days.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to come out with like you said, that they need to come out with a new IP, like something that's new that not just kids, but everybody can get into. But I just don't think that's going to happen no time soon.
Predictions for Nintendo.
Fail.
They're going further into bankruptcy.
I think they're going to come out with some more characters for Smash Brothers.
More amiibos.
Yep, definitely. They're going to announce some kind of fucking amiibos.
What the hell is an amiibo too? Like I remember seeing everybody talking about that.
Okay,
what is an amiibo?
It's exactly a figurine, right, of a character from a game that you can import into a game that incorporates amiibos.
They got like barcodes on them or something. You scan them.
It's a scan. It's a little sensor on the bottom side of the platform that the action figurine sits on. That you can actually tap it onto your Wii U controller, and it will read the information from the sensor and import the character into your game. So
it sounds like all of those quirky late 90s.
That's exactly what it is.
Cards, things you would scan, and all of that shit.
That is exactly what it is, but in action figurine form. So, specifically like Smash Brothers, they have like Pikachu or whatever. You take this Pikachu, you can scan it in, but you don't control it. Everyone thought that, at first everyone thought you play as a character, but this is an actual like AI that you train in the game. So you can train you can train him to do certain fighting moves over and over again, and the more you train him, the stronger he gets. They actually had a Pikachu amiibo that almost won a Smash Brothers tournament. Like a real legit Smash Brothers tournament, it almost won it by itself. Just the computer.
But isn't that cheating at some point?
It's not really cheating because it's basically like one of those things like, how you get your Tamagotchis and you fight them?
Yeah.
It's basically like that.
So they basically made a console version of Pokemon.
Yeah, pretty much.
And people are going crazy over this stuff?
Man,
Why?
people have been getting shot over fucking amiibos. So
Why?
That's how crazy this shit is. Just like, why would anybody go out there and get fucking Furbies or those Beanie Baby bullshits? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a fad. It's just crazy. It's going to happen for right now. So they're going to announce some more. And the one cool thing about these is that these amiibos can actually be transferred over through different titles. So if they say they make an amiibo for Smash Brothers, you may actually be able to take one of those amiibos that is from Smash Brothers and put it into Mario Kart. So that way you can be playing with Star Fox inside of your Mario Kart. Like, that's the only cool thing about it, but that's about it.
Stupid bullshit still.
Yeah.
Again, they're going to announce some of those shits, and I believe that they are going to announce another Pokemon. Because that train is not going to die anytime soon.
I mean, what they should do is if people are going crazy for that amiibo stuff, right? What they should do is take, like, not just with, because I'm assuming all these amiibos and stuff just with their games and characters, right? It's not like
it's
like
only
Sony's or
their
Microsoft.
IPs. Yeah.
Like they shouldn't like if they wanted to get a little bit extra money, they should make like a deal with Sony and Microsoft to make like little Master Chief amiibos. And I can understand you can't have Master Chief because he goes around shooting aliens with guns and shit, right? But make like a little super deformed, chibi, cute version of Master Chief and Kratos and then Solid Snake or whatever. And have them, have like Snake with water guns or something. Do something like that to, for all those people who like those other characters.
Here's the thing. I think they do that kind of stuff because most of those characters are in Smash Brothers. There's going to be more games that come out that's just like the way Nintendo is doing these amiibos. because the Lego game is doing that same shit too. Skylanders are the first people to do that. You know Skylanders, right?
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Skylanders is a derivative of Spyro the Dragon. You remember that Spyro? That they took the universe of Spyro and made Skylanders. Because Spyro was actually like one of the main characters that started the game, and then they started adding more characters until Spyro just kind of like phased out. You know he's in the same universe, but he's just not there. Mm-hmm. So they have these different like little characters and amiibos that they use. They started it first, then Nintendo caught on. Now the Lego game is going to be doing the exact same thing. And you know with Legos,
that's going to blow up.
There's fucking hundreds of fucking Lego characters out there. Hundreds. You talking about Batman, Superman franchise.
The Avengers. Every comic book.
Fucking damn near all the Marvel franchise, all the DC franchise, all little fucking Lego.
Star Wars.
All of them, dog. There's going to be so many of those. So that game is, I'm sure that they're going to show that game in E3. I don't know what company's making it. I think it's, what company makes Legos?
The first thing that comes to mind is Hasbro, but I don't think
Hasbro. Hasbro does make it. I think somebody's gonna fucking show this game off. I don't know if it's gonna be Hasbro because all they're gonna be able to show is Legos and that's it. But yeah, that's just my predictions for Nintendo. Now, moving on to Bungie.
Halo 5, like that's all you can give me.
Bungie?
They don't make Halo no more.
That's right, they ain't got Halo no more.
They're gonna come out with some more bullshit known as Destiny.
Yep.
Oh my god! Like
September update, whatever they call it, where they
they're probably gonna release some new raid pack or some shit. It's gonna be fucking stupid. Like
you got a new character class, a raid, and like some more bullshit gear and guns and shit.
Yeah, like the same fucking shit. They're not offering nothing new. Like the funny thing is. But I know Bungie ain't been doing shit right because every time I hear Bungie coming out with a new patch or a new update, I hear more fucking complaints about whatever. Like I remember they came out with some patch that had some raids on it and some shit, and like a lot of people couldn't play the raids because of whatever reason. And so even though they had a bunch of new content, a lot of people couldn't access this new content because of some dumb shit. It was like you had to pay for it or some shit. That's it. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You had to
it's exactly right. It's like I play Destiny off and on, normally mostly the multiplayer beside the regular game. But when they add new DLC, like they added the second one, the Will of Crota or something like Crota's End, they will have additional armor and stuff in the game that you can see it in the shops and stuff like that. And unless you have the DLC, you can't even buy it and wear it. So you can see it, and like they'll change it like every week. It might be something else, but you can't click on it and buy it because you haven't bought the DLC.
Wow, that's just like dangling shit in front of your face and like, hey, if you pay us money,
exactly
you can have this.
Not only that, but they have like this thing called like the besides the raid, you have like these things called strikes, and they're pretty much like take one mission out of like a story mode based campaign game. You know, go here and do this, go here and do this, go here and do this until you beat it, right? Take one thing out of that, and they have the, like a harder version of it called like the Nightfall. They change it every week. They could easily put in there, let's say the Nightfall was one a week, you do it. If you complete it, you get like an EXP buff, for that week until the week cycles, and then you got to do it again. They could easily add two things in there, one for regular people who have the game and one for DLC characters. But that's not how they do it. They just have one spot for the Nightfall. So if this week it might be for DLC. So if you didn't buy the DLC, guess what? You can't do the Nightfall that week.
Oh, that's some old asshole shit.
And the next week it'll be like the regular one, where everybody can do it. Yeah.
Now see, here's the thing: is that Bungie, or like is that the wait a minute?
Yeah. Like you mean the publisher?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that? Wait, I thought Bungie is publishing it.
No, Bungie is, they're making the game. They're partnered with Activision for 10 years.
That's what it is. Is it a Bungie thing or is it an Activision thing?
It's an Activision thing.
I think it's a Bungie thing when it comes to the game. They choose how they're going to make it and design it. Activision chooses the price for the DLCs, which is $20, by the way. They choose all of that. They choose the PlayStation exclusive, whatever, all of that kind of sort of shit, and the timed exclusives and all that. That's all Activision. But how they design and make the game, that's all Bungie.
Yeah, and Bungie is being fucking great about it. Like, Bungie, I know Bungie's trying to have a good attitude about it all, but fucking Activision is just killing their shit.
Well, I don't think it's that. I truly believe that when Destiny was, before it came out, it was supposed to be like a mix between, let's say, like Mass Effect and Halo. That's the vibe it was going for.
Yeah.
And I think it was supposed to be a normal full-length game like anything else, like any other shooter. But then, like, something happened, like, a year before it came out, and they, like, gutted 60% of the game. So that's why you don't have a lot of story in the game no more. You have, like, 3 different character classes, right? Where you can have, let's say, Hunter, Titan, and the Warlock. You can pick 3 different races. Human, Exo, and Awoken. According to the story of the game, they're all the same person. They have the same intro, the same gameplay, same missions. Nothing changes. So, whereas in the earlier builds, I mean, they're different races, so you would start out the same. Like the Awoken, they're not even with the rest of the Guardians on Earth. They're like off in the reef, off in the asteroid belt. So if you pick an Awoken, how are you on Earth? You know, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
And so I truly think that something happened, either copyright issues or something happened like a year before it came out, and they gutted the game, and it was like, okay, we just got this portion of the game, the multiplayer, the raids, the strikes, and we just got to make do with what we got until we make part 2. And I just think that they're, making content for it, like DLC and stuff.
So you're not excited for it?
The new one, no. I'm excited for Destiny 2 when that drops. And I'm going to wait and see if that's not more of the same bullshit. Because if it is, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, they have to redeem themselves with Destiny 2. Because, and the fucked up thing is, like, they already gave the impression. They gave the impression when they first announced Destiny that it was supposed to be a decade-long adventure, where I was on the complete understanding that they were going to release this game, and they were constantly going to add more of a galaxy to it.
Yeah,
like you can add more planets and add more space and add more missions, and you never it would take this entire decade for you to even realize who the actual bad guy was and fight the actual bad guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would find who was doing all this shit and what's going on and blah blah blah, and then you would find the bad guy in a decade.
You can play the game right now. Don't know who the bad guy is. Bad guy is the darkness. Who's the darkness?
Ain't nobody fucking.
It's a big floating blob thing you shoot at the end of the game that you suddenly destroy. But they have a lot of issues that Activision is really pushing this game hard, and I don't blame Bungie for this, but they're overpricing a lot of their DLC. And that's fine for the casual people who are dumb enough to buy it. Hey, look, people got their own money, they do what they want. But, like, the normal DLCs, like, you have 2 of them, right? You had the expansion pack that came out when the game came out. Then you had the 2 DLCs for $20. This new one that drops in September, I think, I remember seeing something, or somebody put out a video about it, where they're rumoring that at like $40.
Wait.
Not even the traditional 20 that they've been charging for the other DLC expansions, really, but they're really just raids.
They're going to charge $40 for a new DLC?
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's really DLC, but they're saying that it's going to be like an add-on where it's like, in addition to, like, normally with the DLCs, you get 1 raid, maybe a strike, new gear, new weapons, new exotics, that kind of sort of thing, right? New weapons and armor. But this one's supposed to, you're probably going to get that, and in addition, you get a new power subclass. Because they've had like an empty space in the powers thing ever since the game came out, and everybody assumed that you're going to get the other elemental power that whatever your character class doesn't have. And supposedly you're going to get that and a new power upgrade tree to go along with that. And supposedly they're rumoring it's starting like $40, and I think that's bullshit.
Oh, that is bullshit. That's straight up bullshit.
And in addition to that, if you bought the season pass or whatever they called it in the beginning, that only counted for the 2 DLCs that they already came out with, House of Wolves and Crota's End, not this new one that drops in September.
Well,
wow.
Let's move on from that bullshit.
You ain't lying.
I am looking up some stuff right now, and there's a schedule that is live right now, and it is saying that there is at least 16 unannounced titles to be revealed by different developers before and during the event. So that means 16 games that nobody knows about. That's going to be dropped at E3.
That's good.
Of these titles, Square Enix, it may seem that one of the Square Enix titles is going to be Hitman. So there may be a new Hitman coming out. And the Bandai Namco title will be Dark Souls 3.
Well, that's already been out. That got leaked out a couple days ago.
No
Dark
shit.
Souls 3 is coming out next year. As far as Hitman, I remember seeing something, I don't know if it was a mobile game, but it was like Hitman Sniper or something.
Yeah.
Where, like, I don't know if that was old or new. I just remember seeing that like a week ago.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's what I heard it's called, is Hitman Sniper.
So it's going to be... You're going to be playing as Hitman, but you're going to be more so a sniper type person.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, because I think it's a mobile game, so
yeah,
Ah.
if it's a mobile thing, then
point and click.
Oh, fuck.
yeah, move on. I'm out of that one.
So Ubisoft, what do y'all expect out of Ubisoft this year?
This year?
Yeah.
Because I can name some stuff I want, but they ain't coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, I could totally say that they're gonna show off the new Assassin's Creed a little bit, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would say for me, I know they're gonna show off Assassin's Creed. I'm not really waiting for it all that much. I would hope, and I would hope that they would show. They have to hit hard with like a badass The Division trailer.
Yeah,
Because they've been pushing that back months and months and months. That was supposed to come out this fall, but then they pushed it back until next year. So they have to get hype building around that game, because right now hype is dying. So they have to be like, yo, look, our game is still coming out. We're still doing it. We're still badass with it. You know, they got to come in with the big balls.
Mhm.
On that.
they gotta come in.
And also Rainbow Six.
I think they may come out with a playable demo.
They gotta come out dick swinging with Division and Siege. Like, they have to hit hard with those, because Division and Siege are at the top of a lot of people's expected list. Like, if those two are just fucking bang, it's like, I already know the Siege is going to get a lot of competitive play. The way the game looks, you could already tell this is gonna wind up being MLG esports kind of a game. They just need to hit it hard at E3. The Division, that if they hit it real hard with, like, you know, this is gonna be your social platform game or your console MMO. You know, we've been working on it to make the fine tune this, and they show what they fine tuned, how they fine tuned, what they've added, etc., etc., etc. You will have me sold, and Ubisoft will win E3 for me.
I just want to see Aisha Tyler again. I don't give a shit. Like, I really do. She was so fucking cute at the last one, and she's just awesome. She's amazing.
She's married.
So, like, thanks for ruining the fucking fantasy, you asshole. But I don't care. It's still Aisha Tyler, nigga. Anyway,
Okay, Mr. Rapist.
what in any of that? What did I say? I was gonna be hiding in bushes outside her home. Nothing.
Like, she's married. I don't care.
It was implied.
No, it's not implied. It's not implied. I don't care. Shit happens. You know, people get divorces. Like, fucking breakups happen. You know, breaks happen. Shut up. Anyway. Anyway, so with the whole Ubisoft thing, I'm not really looking forward towards Assassin's Creed. I do like that the new Assassin's Creed has that time period thing where it's kind of, it makes sense, you know what I mean? But I'm not liking that they basically catered to the audience's demand for a female playable character. You know, it's like, if that's the story you're going for, fine. But don't fucking throw a female character at me just because people were bitching about a female character. Make it relevant to the story. You know, if it's not relevant to the story, it's just stupid. Because then it's like, well, I'm just playing as a female just because I can. You know, like, just because, you know, some people bitched about not having a playable female character. It's like, a lot of games have female characters that you know, you can't play.
I feel like if they were going to cater to the people who wanted a female protagonist, they did it right in this game, where you created the brother and sister, and you can take up you can pretty much take up the role of either or. because you share the same bloodline as either of them. So it's plausible that they put it in there to satisfy.
Wait a minute. So is that what happened? Like, it's brother and sister, then you can play as either one?
It's brother and sister. You can play either one. That's what I'm understanding. That's what I've thought I've seen.
If it is like that, that is a clever thing to do, and my hat is tipped to Ubisoft for that move.
Yeah,
but it still has to make sense, like, to the story. You know, like, cause then you got this whole thing of that, all right, if I play as a different character, does the story change at all? Because if they're saying the same shit, but just, you know, replacing your name with...
It's going to wind up be like Mass Effect 3, where it's like, here's the male version of the story, here's the female version of the story, but at the end of the day, they're really the same.
The only thing that I have to argue with that with is the fact that when you watch some of the trailers, the gameplay for this game, both of them share a lot of qualities, but they also have very different qualities at the same time. Like the brother he's rash as the sister is, but he has a lot more recklessness to him. Where the girl is more so like, yeah, we can go in, but we're gonna go in smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not just gonna go rush in and get shot up.
So that's just the dialogue, though. But is the gameplay has to be different too. Like, if it's the same kind of animation just for both characters, that's just bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Like, you gotta, like, the female has to have certain skill sets that she can use, and the guy has to have certain skill sets that he can use. You know what I mean? And that would make a better game for me, like a better type of, like, you know, for me to want to choose either or, even more so. Because if you to tell me that, say in Assassin's Creed 3, say you had Aveline, right? I don't know if y'all played Liberty. Is it Liberty?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Liberty.
Yeah.
Liberation.
Yeah, Liberation.
Yeah.
That game was so fun, dude. You can have Aveline dress up. Like, in one mission, she can dress up as like a not a mistress, but a lady, you know, like a house lady or whatever. And she has like the dress. She got the parasol umbrella, and nobody's even giving her an eye or nothing like that. She walks up to her character, to her target, shoots him with a dart from the parasol, opens it back up, and just walks away. Like nothing happened, right? You can't expect the guy to do the same thing. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like, it would make more sense if, let's say, like you said, if the female was better at guile and subterfuge, and the guy was better at, let's say, fighting and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
you know, all the manly stuff.
Yeah, that would be a much better way to go about this game. And if they do that, fucking bravo to them. But it is Ubisoft, and they have been known to be lazy about their shit. So I would be surprised if you do have the Mass Effect. You can play either one of them, but you're gonna have the same outcome.
The other thing that I'm really looking forward to is not really, like I said, not really the Assassin's Creed stuff, but the little indie stuff that they do. Like the little small games like Valiant Heart. That was awesome. If they do another Valiant Heart, I will definitely play it. And if they like set it in like during like another wartime, I would fucking love that game. Or anything else kind of quirky that has a different art style that has that high replay value. Well, I don't want to say replay value, but that high pickup value. You know, where if I put the game down, I'm gonna want to come back to this game later and finish it. You know, some of that. I'm waiting on those titles.
Well, that's Ubisoft for you. I just hope they make me. I know Rainbow Six Siege is gonna make me happy. I'm looking to that actually more than I am Syndicate, because Siege looks like a game where I'm gonna be shooting motherfuckers in the face.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. Did you not see
since Vegas?
Oh my god! Like, did you not see the gameplay behind it? It's tactical as fuck.
No, the gameplay looks awesome.
Oh.
But at the same time, wait, I forgot the name of the damn game. It's over there on the shelf, but I forgot the name of the game. What is that game where you're robbing stores and shit?
GTA?
No, you're robbing, like, you're specific bank robbers. They had different games. It came out on a PC first. Payday.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw the game, I was like, you know what? That looks awesome, but it reminds me of Payday. Because in Payday, you have, you know, your bank robbers or any kind of robber or whatever. You have multiple lives, but if everybody goes down, it's game over, right? And I believe it wasn't like a really high replay value for me because I am a person that is not really good at first-person shooters like that. I have to have respawns, and this game does not have respawns. You know what I mean?
Well, that depends on how they do it. I know in Rainbow Six Vegas, that depended on the game mode. You had one game mode where you go in there, you had one life, you had to kill the enemy team, but if I remember right, they also had a game mode where you can respawn after a little bit and just, whoever wins, wins.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a game mode for the casual gamer where, you can go in, fuck around, die, fuck around, die, fuck around, die.
You have to have like a team deathmatch where, it's, because they're going to have, probably all the traditional game modes.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be mostly focused on that ranked competitive mode because that you could tell they made Siege for the professional scene.
Yeah, definitely. I really want them to have different maps though, because if it's all that small, close quarters, like different houses, maybe like office building or some shit like that, I need to see something that would be more like a more broad type of map scale. Because like for games like this, even with Battlefield Hardline, I wasn't really impressed. Because when you played the beta, it's like you damn near played the game. You know what I mean? Because it's the same maps over and over and over again, and they get stale and predictable. And that's how I think that Siege is going to be. That like the house. When you play the house, there's multiple entrances to the house. They said the exact same thing in Hardline when they said there's multiple entrances to the bank vault. Yeah, there's upper, down, and maybe one in the kitchen. And that's pretty much all you're going to have in every game mode that has this kind of like, there's multiple ways into the basement. You can fucking dig a hole underneath, or you can go through the ceiling, but like that's it.
Well,
after a while, that gets predictable.
But that's any shooter game though.
Yeah.
No matter how you make any map, any shooter game is going to have that once you experience it after the first few weeks.
True, but it has to. For me, it has to have that sense of like, what. It can't be predictable. That's what I mean. Like, like in Halo. Nothing is predictable in Halo because there's no such thing as like, there's certain entrances here and there because there's multiple spots that can be advantageous to everybody.
I see what you're saying.
At any one point. You know what I mean?
There can't be scripted like in Battlefield Hardline. You can only breach at the vault door, the ceiling, or come in through the sidewalk.
Exactly.
Those are the only spots where you can do that.
Now, here's my counter argument against that. Denonu, have you played Counter-Strike Global Offensive?
I recently bought it and got my ass handed to me like a couple months ago.
Yeah. See, it's when it comes to the Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it's basically just an average first-person shooter, right? But you cycle through the same maps, really. You go through most of the same objectives, et cetera, et cetera. It kind of has that, level of expectancy. But the competitive play behind it is what makes it what it is. Like, you could have played the same map 1,000 times. But the fact that, like, it's just how competitively intense it is, and the fact that, like, you gotta save up your money from kills to buy certain guns each round, and anytime you die, you have lost that gun.
Yeah, I'm not really saying that. I know that it's competitive and the whole skill thing, but the way the maps are, for instance, in Hardline, there are certain places on the map that everybody is always gonna fucking like because that is the only part on the map. Like, let's say the desert, the two places in that whole thing that people camp at is that 2-story house, because it's so easy to hold that down, right? No matter what. Or the apartment complex where, you see people run in, but like it's so open you can get shot in there. The only other place is the diner where people chill at. And every map has that. Every map has that one place that, if we go here, we pretty much win the game. If everybody does what they do.
Well, yeah, that's how most FPSs are.
But see, that's not really, because like when you look at Halo and Call of Duty, it's more so you got to
Call of Duty is in this.
Call of Duty is worse with that. Call of Duty is by far the worst. Like, when you play a Call of Duty map, you instantly know where that fight's gonna pop off at. Like, you know within the first 30 seconds of the map that you started on, you already know where all of you niggas is gone.
True, but at the same, all right. Look at the way Siege looks. Siege is all about holding up in one central location, right? And then the cops trying to find a way to get into that central location and do certain things.
Well,
now,
necessarily.
What do you mean not necessarily? Like that's basically the gameplay that they showed.
I mean, yeah, that's the gameplay, but they showed. But if you watch when they had the beta,
you can move around and shit and
like
go to other places.
You had those motherfuckers who would run out the house, and once you run out the house, like it's a penalty to the bad guys because now that you're outside the house, the cops have vision of you.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is like, yeah, it's true, but after a while, people are gonna be like, you know what? It's better just to stay in one spot because if they show up, we can probably just like pump them full of lead, and then that's about it. You gotta be careful.
But see, that's where the competitive thing comes from. Ballsy motherfuckers ain't gonna do that shit. Competitively, you're not gonna be that motherfucker who's like, okay, we're just gonna like, even though it's better for us to wait here, we're just gonna wait here. Now, you're gonna have, like, competitively, you're gonna have those motherfuckers who are like, nah, I'm fucking Rambo. I'm going down these stairs, and I'm waiting by the front door for that one motherfucker who's gonna come in this front door.
Well, I'm not looking at competitive. I'm looking at the casual gamers that's gonna be buying this game.
Okay, I can see what you're saying, Jolly, and that's something from a game developer standpoint. That's something they can't fix.
That's true.
Because if it was 10, 15 years ago where everybody that ever didn't have a YouTube channel, didn't have a Twitch channel, and the only thing people had was fucking GameFAQs.com and CheatCC.com.
Oh, yeah. Lord.
Information spreads, so far nowadays when people find those good spots, or I can snipe the guy from across the map at this spot, information spreads like wildfire. So
that's
no
true.
matter how they make the map, no matter how they make the game, that's the way it is.
Yeah,
That's where the skill gap comes in effect, because if you're somebody who, let's say, knows where somebody's going to be, and I'm better skilled than, let's say, Ryzoe is, when he comes in that room, I'm going to be the one to kill him.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times, that's where Hardline dropped the ball, because it kind of takes away the skill gap because you kill people too quick. Mm-hmm. Whereas in, let's say, like Halo, where you shoot where it takes time, you have to plan your shots, get headshots to actually kill them. So if you're a bad shot and you can't time your shots good, the other guy's going to kill you every time. Even if you rush in there or you know where he's going to be or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, as long as they have a definable skill gap in that game, which I think they will because it's a tactical-based game, a lot of those casual people, they aren't even going to play the game, period. That's just the way it's going to be.
Mm-hmm. The casual people might play for the first couple of months, but after that, they're going to fall off because it's probably going to go strictly competitive.
And that's pretty much me right there. I probably will not pick up that game. I wish they still had like renting places around here. Like Blockbuster just straight up went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
Like that place.
You got GameFly and all of that.
Yeah, fuck GameFly. Like I hate that whole mail thing because when you in the hood, you cannot trust mailmen, dog. Like you call GameFly, like, hey, that game didn't get here. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we'll send you another copy. I'm still waiting on that copy. We've sent you 3 copies, sir. Fucking mailman.
Yeah.
Just takes your shit.
That is true. That is true.
What's next on the menu?
All right, so outside of that, we got 343 Industries. What y'all think about that?
Halo,
I need some good gameplay. They give me some motherfucking boss ass gameplay. I will buy an Xbox One.
When did they announce Halo 5?
Well, they announced it. Like, I mean, everybody knew they were going to make it, but I think they announced it, last year before last, something like that? Mm-hmm. They had the one trailer where Master Chief walking through the desert and shit.
So it needs to come out soon.
Oh, it's coming out this year.
So that means...
I think it comes out this year.
They need to have a playable beta then.
They need to have a playable beta, and they need to have a nice little chunk of single player.
They're going to have that, and I'm going to tell you why. The biggest problem with Halo 4 was they were trying to capitalize, let's say, on the whole popular... They were trying to do what I've been telling my friend for years. He likes how Halo 3 used to be, and I want them to make a modern version of Halo with all the modern stuff that's in FPSs. But they were trying to make Halo modern. And the community kind of was either split on that. The people who let's say liked Halo Reach, they liked Halo 4. Most of them. The people who liked Halo 3 hated Halo 4. So they kind of split their own community. The game wasn't as popular as it could have been. So with this one, they're trying to go back to the whole arena style gameplay, esports thing, multiplayer wise. But in addition to that, they're also doing some story changes to where now that they got the Halo 4 storyline kind of out the way, because that was like the transitional game between the older Halos and the newer games that they're making. With now, they're bringing in different elements into the story to make it better. Like you got the new guy, the black guy, who's going to be on the cover of the game.
Yeah.
He's going to be hunting down Master Chief and probably working with him towards at the end of the game. In the games, they're finally acknowledging Blue Team, Chief's teams from the books. They're going to be in it, working with Chief and shit. So,
wait.
They recently had, you can look it up right now. They recently had, like a couple days ago, they had like a 12-page article talking about the different story elements. Yes.
Like the team that was
Kelly, Fred, and the other one. Yeah.
They were dead though.
I don't think so. When did they die?
They died in the book. Like a few of them died in the book. I remember that.
Well, I mean, it all depends on what they decide to choose as canon, because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
because they got them on like I don't know if they're going to be in the game, but I remember I didn't read the article, but they had like cover pictures of Chief standing there with them all next to him.
Nah,
and it's going to be like I want to say it's going to be like the Game Informer cover whenever they come out with the issue with that on it.
See, to me that's going to have to be a flashback, because I remember reading some of these books. Like I even had like the audio books. Some of those, like some of his people died like from his team, and he was supposed to be like the last one from his group. You know, like he was like one of like, I want to say 30 people, like 30 Spartans that was in one group together, and most of them died. And then when he was with his team, I want to say 2 or 3 died from his team, and only one person was
remember
left.
there being, I remember there at least being 3. Because I remember it was the book before, I want to say Halo 2. I forget what it was called. But it was the one book that was leading into Halo 2 where they pretty much stopped the Covenant army from coming to Earth in force. That's why when they came there, their army was so weak. You had the sniper chick Linda, Fred, and Kelly. I want to say that it was like 2 other people, but they did die. But but those 3 people, they were still alive.
Okay, because like
even
one of them
Linda
was like
Linda was even in Halo 1.
One of them was like a demolitions expert, and he died.
That was Fred. That was I think the explosives guy.
Okay, so, and I remember there being specifically one person that was left behind on a planet that got glassed. Like this person had to be left behind because some reason, I forgot what it was. It's been so long since I read it, but I know he specifically died, and because they talked about that one whole 2 pages full of that shit.
Wait, is this pretty much the story? Reach was the one that you played as like the unknown Spartans, right?
Yeah, everybody died in Reach. Yeah. These are other Spartans.
Okay, I don't know about it. I haven't read it.
Blue Team wouldn't have died like bitches like they did.
Nah.
Yeah.
Blue Team would have got the job done. I'm just saying, Reach would have been saved.
Nah, this because the Covenant glassed a lot of planets and shit. It's just like this one specifically, they was fighting for something, and they was trying to get information. I know one of his team members pretty much was like, here, take the, I think it was a bike or some shit, or some kind of vehicle, and they only had room for like one more, so he told him to go instead of him, so he got left behind and shit. Some weird dumb shit like that.
I remember one of them got killed when they were trying to take the Covenant cruiser, and his undersheath, the black part in between the armor plating, got like a hole in it, and they had to go out into space, and he couldn't go, so he stayed behind.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, he died. Yeah, they had to leave his ass behind, but I think the rest of them, Kelly, Fred, and Linda, they're all still alive. They just never mentioned them in any of the games before, besides like I think they showed one of them in Reach because she was supposed to be in Halo 1 or whatever. They had them in the Halo 1 remake, well not remake, but the remastered edition. But see, they actually showed it.
That's what I mean. It's like when I was reading it, when the first like Halo Evolve, when that shit pops off, he's supposed to be the only Spartan left.
According to the games, yeah, but if you read the books, no. And according to the books, I want to say Linda, the sniper, I think it was Linda, because I think Kelly didn't get shot. But when they were leaving Reach, just before they got on the Pillar of Autumn, Linda got shot in the stomach with a plasma pistol. She was actually jettisoned in space when everybody got jettisoned in space when Chief went down in Halo in Part 1. That's according to the books. Because after he came back up on the Swordfish ship, they had to pick her back up.
Uh-huh.
according to the games, that's what I was saying. That's what I think this game is going to be different. Because according to the games, they never acknowledge any other Spartan besides Chief and, let's say, the Spartan 3s and the new one with the Spartan 4s. But as far as like the original Spartan 2s, Chief was the only Spartan up until Halo 4.
See,
so
here's the other thing. In the anime, you remember the anime, right?
yeah, of course.
There was that that whole team. No, not the whole team. Remember that last fight scene where there was when Chief had to go through and a few of his team members was
Running down the thing?
yeah
Yeah, that was the package. That was Fred and Kelly.
Didn't one of them die though?
No.
Huh.
Fred stayed behind with the knives, but I want to say, like, I don't think that killed him.
Okay, well, we just gonna have to see because it just seems like their whole story is like all over the place for me anyway. Because I used to keep up with like the books, the game, any little animated series that came out, and I used to just think like don't make it if it's not canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like don't.
And
even
I think
put that out there.
I think they're trying to stick to that. It's just that's why I think this game is going to be a little bit different because since Halo 4. This is like the first game where they're adding all these, well, not, Blue Team, but they're adding these other newer characters in it to flesh out Halo into something else. I'm hoping they take Halo and make it like Mass Effect where Chief has to go around stopping humans from being the bad guys because they're the bad guys in this one, supposedly. Because there's no Forerunners and nothing, and they're trying to kill Chief. Plus, after some dirty stuff where they tried to kill Halsey in Spartan Ops in Halo 4. And she, had her arm get chopped off by the elites and stuff. So she's with the elites right now, or with the rogue faction of the elites hating on the UNSC. And then you got Chief getting back after Halo 4, not knowing that what happened with her. So I'm assuming when he finds out, he's going to be pissed, go rogue, get Blue Team to go with him. And then, that's why they're sending the black guy along with the guy from ODST, Buck. Because he has the black guy, like the black guy has him on his team.
Oh yeah, that game that nobody really played. So, let's move into Sony. What do y'all expect to see out of Sony?
Sony ain't got to do shit. Sony got to sit back and just collect the money. I don't think Sony gonna do much. I think Sony just gonna be like, hey, here's something y'all didn't expect. Y'all probably don't even need, but here it is.
I mean, unless they come out with like a new IP, they really don't. I don't think they really don't have nothing for this fall because didn't they push Uncharted back till next year?
Yeah, they pushed Uncharted back a little bit.
So I mean, they don't really have much to work with this fall, other than like unless they come out with some new, like a new game that didn't nobody see before.
I doubt it. I thought they're probably going to show a little bit more of Uncharted, get some more gameplay in there. Probably be like, hey, we're probably going to do a multiplayer beta for a little bit and have like the multiplayer beta there. But other than that, I don't think they're gonna do too much.
Yeah, me either.
All right, just want to make sure. Because I just asked y'all couldn't hear me just now, could you?
Nah.
So here's the thing. I think that they may actually have a release date for their virtual reality headset. Because they did say it was supposed to be coming out really soon and before the VR, and I think it was supposed to be out this year. So the only logical thing, because it's all been about virtual reality this year, and the hype has been really big about it because Microsoft is trying to come out with theirs, still developing it. Oculus Rift, nobody fucking knows, nobody really cares.
Yeah.
And Sony was like, you know what? It's coming out this year. We'll let you know more details. Sometime. They haven't said anything, and E3 would be like the perfect time to say, you know what? You can go ahead and get your virtual reality headset at Walmart in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that at best is what they're gonna do.
I mean,
I don't expect too much out of them.
I mean, unless the only other thing I expect is they would have to come with some games that they have exclusives of. None of them is going to be out, I don't think, this fall. But, I'm assuming, I know a lot of people are waiting for Gran Turismo 7. And they also got the new Street Fighter game. That's an exclusive to just Sony now. Because they made that deal with Capcom.
Nice.
So, they got that they working on. So, if they can come out with, a badass Street Fighter trailer, only on PlayStation 4 or whatever, you know, that's going to get the buzz at least around that. But I don't think that's dropping. That's not dropping this fall either. So.
Fucking Knack 2. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Fuck that shit.
No, seriously, yeah. I can't. I just can't.
You look pumped.
I fucking hate that game. I hated that game when it first came out. I played it. I was like, oh, this looks beautiful. It was the most difficult game that I've ever played outside of Ninja Gaiden Black. Like, outside of that bullshit, I was like, you know what? Fuck this game.
Yeah.
How can this be for kids? And why would you even make it? But if they come out with a 2, I may play it just for shits and giggles. You know? But other than that, we got Square Enix.
Right now, Square Enix is my pre-E3 victors. Straight up. Because I was looking it up. They got such an amazing lineup. They got Deus Ex, Mankind Divided coming out. Of course, they're going to show a little bit for their online MMO, Final Fantasy XIV.
That's actually pretty decent, too. I've been playing a little bit of that.
Yeah. They got Just Cause 3, which Just Cause 2 was fucking amazing.
No. Just Cause.
Or Just Cause was amazing, too.
No. I'm
they
saying
also-
Just Cause.
Okay. Just Cause.
Plus, don't they also got the Final Fantasy 15, the one with the 4 guys dressed in black?
Yeah. They got. I'm pretty sure they're going to show a little bit more of Final Fantasy 15.
I thought it was called Final Fantasy 0 or some shit.
No, it used to be called Final Fantasy Versus.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, the trailer for this game came out long time ago.
Like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, they announced, like, Final Fantasy Versus before, I think, 12 even came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was way back then, and now they just changed it to 15 and made it a different Final Fantasy. They got Life is Strange. I'm going to show a little bit of that. And then I am really excited, for some reason, about Triad Wars.
Oh.
Because Triad Wars takes the universe of... What was that game? Denonu, help me out on this one. It's that Square Enix game, Chinatown.
Golly. Because they did a remaster of it.
Yeah, they did a remaster of it recently. I forget the name of the game. But they're taking that universe... And they're
dogs, something, sleeping dogs.
Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah,
they're taking the universe of Sleeping Dogs and expanding on it and making it, I think, online multiplayer-ish. And you can pretty much like run your own game. See, the thing is, like, they're what I think they're doing with this, they're investing enough into it where, like, you know, you can feel like a triad running his own gang in this underground whatever in Chinatown. But I don't think they're gonna throw all their eggs in this basket, but I think they're going to make it fun where if you did enjoy that Sleeping Dogs universe, which I did, and I know a lot of people who did, a lot of people who enjoyed that Sleeping Dogs universe, you can expand. This is like expanding on the Sleeping Dog universe, and you can just have fun with it.
My question is, are they going to bring back the Fight Club from Sleeping Dogs and you can fight other people?
They should. I believe they're going to do that. Yeah, I think they're going to do it. Because from the way it looks like, you know, people can have their gangs and you can go online and have your gang of people fighting another gang of people out in the street, and another gang can randomly join this gang fight, and another gang can just run through with their cars and kill a few niggas. Like, it seems like one of those type of just chaotic triad kind of games, which I will enjoy.
Man, out of that whole list, I didn't hear anything that got me as pumped as Kingdom Hearts. I cannot wait for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there.
Shit.
Deus Ex all day, every day, man.
Yeah, I'm
really... Kingdom Hearts is up there, but Part 2 came and it was fucking awesome, and then they just let it ride for so long, and it's like, I don't even care no more.
Yeah, they've been stalled on this Kingdom Hearts train too long. But Deus Ex Mankind Divided, like, this is the right time for this game, because Deus Ex Human Revolution was really bust. Like, if you go back and play it now, it's not as enjoyable for some fucking reason, because I guess the generation has moved. Because I tried, because I guess the generation.
I tried the
generation
PC
has just
version
moved on.
and
yeah, it just feels really shitty now. But when Deus Ex Human Revolution came out, it was a boss ass game. It was such an amazing game. And I think they're going to have that same kind of feel with Mankind Divided, where they're going to just bring in a lot of new shit, implement a lot of new things, pretty much make Jensen that badass that you've always wanted Jensen to be.
Yeah, and plus this is going to be the first time where you're actually playing the same guy through multiple games. Because I want to say in the first one you were one guy, you were JC Denton. In the second guy you played somebody else who had a little bit of his DNA and blood mixed in with him. And then the third one was, Human Revolution.
Yeah.
So this is like they're setting up the world of Human Revolution. They did that with the last game. Now this one they can fully expand it into whatever they choose to do.
Yeah. And honestly, like when it comes down to it, like out of most of the Square Enix universe and all the characters I've created through the years, Jensen is one of those characters that I just kind of really fell in love with because he's that kind of dude where it's like he is that badass who has no remorse, but has a lot of he has a lot of human conflict, even though he's mostly cyborg, and he brings in like this really questionable thing. Like if you did give a human augmentations, how would he take it? Like he doesn't really like the fact that he has augmentations. He just does what he has to do. Yeah, like he doesn't like the fact that he has to. But
I'm so fucking upset that I don't have anybody to fucking just like get all fangirl over Kingdom Hearts with me, and y'all motherfuckers over here talking about Deus Ex. Moving on.
Salty motherfucker.
I am fucking very salty.
Jimmies have been rustled.
High sodium up in this motherfucker.
God damn it.
Anyway, the last developer that I can think of, Bethesda. What's up?
Bethesda's the close second place winner right now for me.
Yeah, they're gonna come hard with their stuff. You got the Elder Scrolls Tamriel Unlimited. I think that just dropped on consoles, so that's a good console MMO once they get it up and running. That is. Mm-hmm. You also got Fallout. That's gonna be big whenever that comes out. A lot of people are guessing this fall, but I think it might be next year. But whoever when that drops, that's gonna be big. But besides that, they can also drop. They can also come out and be like, "Yo, we're making Dishonored 2. Here's the release date."
Yeah, like these motherfuckers have so many different options they could just announce. They can, when that's another Dishonored, they can give like a sneak peek at the next open world Skyrim game. I know
that's not going to be a while because if they're coming out with Fallout, that's another 2 or 3 years.
But they would at least, if they did do it, they would give like a teaser and be like, "Hey, we are working on the next one. Don't even worry about it. Like we already got you." Because you do when it comes to the Fallout and the Skyrims, they do. It's pretty much the same game, but of course you have that one crowd that caters to one, the other crowd caters to the other, and they will be like, "Hey guys, Skyrim guys, we got you. Don't worry about it."
Yeah,
like
all they got to do is come out with a teaser trailer playing a Dragonborn theme remix and be like, "Coming soon." That's all they got to do, and people with like shit bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they do that like Heroes game? What do they call it?
What Heroes game?
It's called Heroes something. Or maybe that's not Bethesda.
Heroes of the Storm?
Yeah.
No, that's Blizzard.
Yeah, that's Blizzard.
That's Warcraft, Starcraft. That's like their MOBA.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so with that said, let's go into what games would you like to see remastered? Since I think they're going to be doing a lot of remastering this time around, since the last E3 they had remastered Halo and remastered they remastered like a few games.
Yeah.
And that got really hot. So I'm pretty sure that now instead of having too many plans, they're just gonna remaster a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Just a lot of stuff.
It's a way of doing easy money. So yeah, I mean I don't think that's stopping anytime soon.
So what would you guys want to see remastered?
Now I'm happy about it, but at the same time, I'm a little about it because I already know they're doing it. But they are re-releasing remastered Uncharted games. I'm really excited about the fact that there might be people playing Uncharted 2 again because honestly, that was the best multiplayer to me.
They should do a bundle of Uncharted then, like just a remastered like 1 through 3.
They're doing it. They're doing the bundle.
Oh, nice.
But I honestly, like, I don't care if you get the fucking bundle. I just want people back on Uncharted 2 multiplayer. Because that shit was the best multiplayer.
Well, sometimes they may not do a multiplayer. They may just do a first-person story remaster for the whole thing.
I mean, the one thing cool they could do is have a multiplayer version where it's like one game bundled up into all 3, and you do have the multiplayer version that combines the 3 Uncharted games. You can use any character from the 3 games, and all the DLCs already there, and all the different modes that they came out with, and all the maps and shit, and kind of retouched the multiplayer, because I don't really like the 3 multiplayer, but they kind of retouched the multiplayer for, you know, that Uncharted crowd. That'd be kind of cool.
So what else? I already have a specific 2 in my mind.
The specific game I would love to see remastered. I don't know. Give me a second on this one.
What about you, Denonu?
Shoot. I'm at a loss, to be honest, but because there's nothing really that I think I would want to replay again, because I still have it for like the 360. But one remastered series that I just know that a lot of people want, that I know they're not going to do, is they should remaster all of the older Call of Duty games. Because there's a lot of people who don't like Advanced Warfare, the new one, and then you got Black Ops 3, that when that comes out, there's a lot of people there who don't like the newer games. And it's like they can make millions of dollars if they just take Black Ops 1 until, let's say, Black Ops 2 and remaster them and throw them on next gen and fix them so that they don't have hacks and glitches and all that stuff, you know, that the older systems have, because, you know, they've been, you know, they didn't keep up with the patches. But they could print money doing that, and that's just something I just don't think they're going to do, but they should do.
My 2 that I want to see is one from Bethesda, Wet, because I did not get a chance to play that game.
That game was bad, man.
Don't even bother.
How was it bad?
Don't even
it was
bother.
bad.
Wet was horrible.
Like, it looks awesome.
Okay, here's the deal. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you played Wet, you absolutely loved the first 5 minutes of it. You really did. You fell in love with the first 5 minutes of the game. You thought it was going to be the best game ever.
Okay.
But it got super. Yeah. Once you got better at it, you realized how stiff and shitty the controls were. The story was shit. The repetitive got really bad. The repetitiveness
the
got really bad. The
best thing about the game was that the main character was Faith from Buffy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? Like her voice actor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fine. Then the other one is Shenmue.
You know they ain't gonna do that. But,
Man,
I mean, everybody wants that, but
I'm just saying it's like retro, and like it was a game that was the shit back then, you know. And it really wasn't hyped back then, but it was one of those gems that if you were just lucky enough to pick it up and buy it and then play it, it's like, damn, this storyline is
talking
really
games
good.
like that. Then, like I thought you were talking about from last gen. My all-time favorite game, my all-time favorite game that I want to see them do that I know they're never gonna do is fucking give me a remastered version of Advent Rising. Let me be God again, where I'm going around saving the universe because I got other aliens that worship my humanity. Give me the other 2 games that were a part of that trilogy.
I got my game now.
What?
I want to see an updated version, a remastered version of Ace Combat 5: The Unsung War.
Oh.
Because
yes.
that story was what drove that fucking game. Like, all the other Ace Combats, you don't feel like a badass at all. Like, you're flying a plane and you're shooting down motherfuckers, but there was something about the story of Ace Combat 5 that made you feel so badass and so human at the same time.
Man, just do the whole, like, you know what? You can take that one. Which one was Shattered Skies?
Let's see here. Shattered Skies was 4.
I liked 4. 4 was that one where you were the legend. Like you basically made yourself into a legend. That was Shattered Skies.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I will take that one. And what was the new one that's not Ace Combat, but they was trying to it was supposed to be the new type of first person jet fighter shooter game. But you had helicopters too. It wasn't Ace Combat. It was called
it was something else. I know what you're talking about, but I played the demo of it, but I didn't really like it.
I liked that one because it had new controls for the jets, where when you're flying you can freestyle. Like you can basically in air you can make your jet drift. It can air drift.
Yeah.
So while you're flying, if someone's right behind you, you can basically haul to the right and then air drift, and you can you can still be flying right next to them, but you're aiming right at them, shooting them down, and then just like take off again. And it was so freaking awesome to see that.
Yeah. I remember those mechanics. That game was, when I played the demo, that was the only thing I liked about it. But I wanted to never picking it up. But like, there's nothing as cool to me as Ace Combat 5, though. Like that fucking. I cannot stop talking about that story. Like, you tell me one of the best stories I've ever played as far as like an airplane game goes, it was Ace Combat 5. Because you felt hopeless in that game for a little bit.
Well, I got 2 more games that I don't mind too.
All right.
Shadow Complex, that Metroidvania style game that came out, I want to say like a year or two, or a few years ago for the Xbox 360. It was a DLC game, but loved the hell out of that. Everybody liked it when it came out. I think it won like the best game of the summer when it came out. But besides that, a game that gets no love from nobody because it was a great concept game, but it was just made shitty. But if you can, it was like a piece of gold surrounded by like a pile of shit. Alpha Protocol. A game where
I remember that.
It was like a spy, take like a game like, say, like Mass Effect, but you were a super spy where you can RPG your character, pick your different skills and stuff, but you still had the conversations and stuff like Mass Effect, and you can influence people and all of that shit. That was a fun game, but it was bad the way that they made it, and it had a lot of bugs and glitches, but it was fun.
I'm in it on this one. Prince of Persia series.
I wouldn't be mad if they brought back
That's all I'm
another
gonna say.
Prince of Persia series.
Prince of
I wouldn't be
Persia.
mad at that either.
Like, I really want to see the sand effects and all that other good stuff, but like with updated graphics.
Now, here's the thing.
That would be awesome.
Would you want it as like the clean version, as like the first game, or would you want that dark, gritty
Warrior Within? Yes.
Warrior Within? Like, I did.
It has to be a set. It has to be the set. You can't just have like the first game. It has to be the whole series.
Yeah,
remastered.
true. But dude, like when the second Prince of Persia came out, the Warrior Within, I didn't expect that. Like, first of all, like I didn't even look on the internet for another Prince of Persia game. But when I first saw the commercial for that game and how dark it was, I was like, "There's no fucking way this is the same people."
I remember that combat system though. That combat system was the shit.
The combat system was the shit. If for some reason every time goddamn Godsmack played in a chase scene, you felt that shit. You were like, I gotta go.
Man,
so one last game for me that I wish could be remastered because I loved it so much. Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Fight for New York was raw. The first one wasn't as great. Icon sucked dick.
They should do it like they do in the Conan movies now, where they're just making another movie with Arnold and saying the last one didn't exist.
Yeah.
That's what they should do with Def Jam.
See, on that one, like, who would you add in there? Because, fucking Snoop Dogg old as fuck. If they update it,
don't even update it.
They're going to add, like, DLC 50 Tyson and shit.
No, don't
all popular rappers nowadays.
You know what I mean? It's going to be stupid as fuck.
Give me just Def Jam Fight for New York as it was with a better combat system, and that's it. Because that game was fucking amazing. You had all the cool people. Like, you had all the rappers at that time in that game. Every fucking rapper at that time in that game. And you had all the hot chicks at that time in that game. You had all, like, the fucking Mark Echo was in there. He doesn't rap. He's just a fucking graffiti artist. And he was in the fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but, like, who, like, from this generation, who's gonna know those people?
Don't even fucking
I'll do you one better. And we'll come out with another fighting game in the same vein of Fight for New York. Because that combat system was fun as hell. Mm-hmm. The way that they had all the different styles you can do and all that. Just give me another game based on that.
You know what? If they make that, then they would have to make NBA Streets.
Yeah. I don't know why they stopped.
Was it NBA Streets or Freestyle?
It was NBA Streets. Freestyle was the title of, like, the third one.
The first, like, the first or second one, those things were awesome. Like,
the second one was the best to me.
Though that game was so much like it did not feel like an NBA Jam. Like it was kind of like NBA Jam, but it was like more adult friendly. I want to say more mature, and it was fucking awesome. Like all the fucking jukes, all the and one moves. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this is the shit.
You had
You know, illegal
cool-
as fuck in real life. You
Yeah.
ain't supposed to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but still, it was awesome.
What made that game amazing is that you had all the good crossovers at that time in that game and exaggerated
Yeah. Yeah,
to where
exactly.
it was not like it was still where it was exaggerated enough where somebody could do it. It would just take somebody like a million tries to get it right.
And you know, back then everybody had Vince Carter. Like Vince Carter was like the best person to do all the tricks and to get all the dunks.
Yeah.
Like that was the shit back then.
I don't know why they stopped making all of those games like that. Like you had NBA Street, NBA Ballers, NFL Blitz, all those arcade style sports games.
Yeah.
Why did they stop making those games?
Because NBA Live and NBA 2K put them out of business. That's why.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Like,
Because there was a huge market of people who are, let's say, yeah, you may buy Madden, you may buy whatever Madden's and NBA 2K, whatever the Madden equivalent is for basketball, and but those same people will buy all of those arcadish looking ones to just have fun with.
it was back then. That was when like and one tapes was hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's when people was like, "Oh, you got an and one tape?" It was so difficult to get an and one tape. It was like one of those, you could only find it from that shady guy next to the liquor store. You know what I mean? Like,
nigga, you had to get a special invitation to come behind the liquor store
Exactly.
to meet the nigga that knew the nigga with the videotapes.
Exactly.
Yeah, plus, you had certain things on TV that was promoted. Like I remember, like MTV used to do that,
Yep.
and they used to do what's the one thing they had in the 90s, Rocks and Jocks, where you had celebrities and stuff to play the sports and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have made a game off of that.
It's more so like, because back then those were like just, that's what was hot. So they made games off of like topical stuff. You know what I mean? And when that stuff started fading, and the only people that to really stick around to buy multiple series of games was the Madden franchise, the Live franchise, and the 2K franchise. And Live actually stopped making games until like, I want to say last year, I think. Because like 2K was, pretty much putting everybody out of business, you know what I mean? Yeah. Other than that, if you guys enjoyed this, check out the live stream that we're going to be having on the 12th? Yeah, it's going to be on the 12th. Whenever it starts, it's going to be there. So you can check out Ryzoe's Twitch stream, or you can check out my Twitch stream, Jolly Dangerous, or Ryzoe's. Like I said, Ryzoe. Denonu's going to be there. We're going to be like doing stuff, eating food, popcorn, and
Gonna
shit.
be up in this bitch.
Like 3 black people of society
Okay.
watching the
Three
stream.
urban colored individuals.
Yeah.
I like the way you said that. It's nice. Anyway, we're going to catch y'all later. I'm your homie Jolly Dangerous, Denonu, Ryzoe.
And Haji. Can't forget Haji.
And that will be our cue to go.
Peace out, y'all. This motherfucker want to give his dick an outro.
What, man? You gotta give Haji some love.
It's its own character.
Does it talk to you?
It does.
Have like a British attitude? Let me guess. He's stuck up.
He is kind of stuck up.
Huh?
He's an asshole sometimes.